much as local as you can get as far as Cadwell Park goes. Looking down the grid, I can see everybody there. Quick look at the Clubmans. It's Paul Bloomfield ahead of Tom Walker and Eric Gower. Right, here you go, the revs rise. The lights are out and we are racing. Who's going to hook up nicely? Pretty much as they were from the start. I'll tell you what though, maybe Matt Pallett's hooked up nicely on the inside there. I'm going to let you see if that is the 212 machine leading the way as they make their way around over Charlie's and down to you, mate.
Yeah, got him here now. Matt Pallett leads the way. Michael Mills, Zach Weston, Joey Lambden, and then it's the number 141 machine of Henry Ross. That's the top 5, and then it is the 44, as you mentioned there, old James Dutton, the man from Bury St Edmunds. Everybody through safely there, looking further down the order. Just a quick one as well. The 916 of Adam Fruin, he is out there, and his bike rebuilt very kindly by Toby Reynolds, who is a former contender at the Rookie 600 Championship. So good to see 916 Adam Fruin back out there on the circuit after the incident earlier on today in the Rookie 600s. But back at the front then, through the right-hander of Chris Curve, over to the left of the gooseneck. Top 5 are through. Oh, it's a little bit wide there for Matt Pallett, and Michael Mills says thank you very much. He will take the race lead as they go around the left-hander of Mansfield onto the chicane now. Zach Weston there in 3rd place, keeping a watching brief on Matt Pallett, the man in front, but it is the man leading the way, Michael Mills, into the bottom of the mountain now. And of course, a former champion as well in the MRO 600s is Michael Mills back in 2019.
Yeah, it's been a while since he stood on the top step, and I have to say this year he's probably not going to do it because he hasn't been out to play very much at all. He did come out for the first round of Brands Hatch, also turned up at Sneffer and scored some decent points and podiums at each time, but unfortunately he's missed a couple of rounds as well. And as we all know, if you want to do well in championships, actually turning up to play is a big part of it. As the leaders now come out of Barn on straight for the first of 12 times. This is going to be a cracking race. 12 laps, a long way around Cadwell Park. This is definitely going to test the fitness of all the runners and riders involved. It's Mills from Pallett, from Weston, from Lambden, from Ross, Dutton, Puston, Cunningham, Everton, Hurst, Johnson, Dickinson, Lord, Gower, Powell, Beehall, Ashby, and the rest of the field all the way down. There you go, and Johnson, AJ, it's the first time we've seen him out there on this Triumph 675. We did used to see him last year, of course, on the borrowed R6 where he won the championship and again claimed the ultimate prize here at the British Motorcycle Racing Club, the Milano Trophy, the one that's valued at over £400,000. That's got his name on it a couple of times. I have to say this year he's been doing a bit of British stuff for the F900 Cup, and that hasn't worked out so well, but AJ's a racer, he wants to come out and play, so here today. What's happening at your end, mate?
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep an eye out for AJ. They're trying to get familiar with his colour scheme. Already look, Elijah Everton looking for the inside line into the chicane. Not this time around. The door was slammed shut in his face, but the leaders already underneath the bridge into the bottom of the mountain now. But like you say, Keith, this is what we've become accustomed to from the MRO 600s, and I suspect that this race has the potential to go up against that first one of the season at Brands Hatch. That was a great race.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We do worry about the length of the races. Are they going to be long, boring races? Well, the 600s have proved that they can be long, exciting races as well. Pretty much every single time they've gone out this year. I have to say, starting to consolidate that lead though, Michael Mills is definitely hooking up very nicely indeed. He came across the line last time with a gap of once over a second. Well, actually, it's just under a second now because Matt Pallett now goes fastest overall with a 34.409. That's right, you're going to be in the 34s. You want to play with this company. The only one who doesn't manage it inside the top half dozen, so is Henry Ross. Michael Tustin behind him does. Michael moves up past Dutton there as well to claim that 6th place. But Michael Mills is leading the way, but he's not the fastest man on the track. Watch out for Matt Pallett, buddy.
I'm going to keep my eye very close on that number 212 in Timber Kawasaki of Matt Pallett as he goes around Chris Curve now, out of sight momentarily, back into our view at that distance. Zach Weston, the 16-year-old, is his first time here at Cadwell Park racing that Yamaha R6, and he's doing a great job. He's right there in 3rd place ahead of Joey Lambden and is looking to challenge Matt Pallett, in fact, for 2nd. Not this time, but there is a number 164 machine as well of Michael Tustin, who had a good weekend at Donington Park at the previous round. He is just at the tail end of this group behind Henry Ross, but with plenty of fresh air behind him, Keith.
Yeah, most certainly is, mate. Loads of pressure all the way down through the field. There's some great scraps all the way down. I don't think anybody's having a lonely race at this stage. Maybe we go back as far as 26th place. I can see the stewards a little bit lonely. Thank you so much indeed. You are a star. That's frozen. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Over thank you. That's Karen, our Chief Marshal, rewarding me for my efforts with some lovely cold water.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I bet you are actually, mate, aren't you? Right, .996 was the gap for Matt Palin behind Michael Mills last time. It's now back out again. It's back up to 1.094, which is exactly to the thousandths of a second where it was the lap 4. And now it's Henry Ross's turn to go purple because he does a 33.584. 33.584. These guys are flying, mate.
I was watching the number 164 there of Michael Tustin, and he's the man who is in 6th position at the moment, and he's almost elbow down around Charlie's 2 there, but he's got a little bit of time to, a little bit of gap, to overcome between himself and the man in 5th, but back with our race leaders, making the way around Chris Curve, and as you mentioned, there's great battles all the way down the circuit. In fact, number 37 of Alex Latham's just coming past me, so good to see Alex back, and Joey Lambden and Henry Ross, they're all looking to make the close up between themselves and your race leader of 56, Michael Mills. Zach Weston, Doctor's Dangle in towards the chicane then. The man in 3rd place, just 16 years of age. As we mentioned, he's doing a great job on that Yamaha.
Certainly is. He really impressive rider. It really is. Would have been nice to see what he could do on that Super Twin as well. And really interested if he can take some points away from the championship leader. Everybody has gone green inside the top 7 at sector 1 there as well. So there's lots of PBs coming in here. No purples this time. Fastest man in that sector is Henry Ross at 54.3. We've got lots of 54.3s and 4s and things like that. So the pace is absolutely frantic out there. Gapped first to second was 1.094 over the line. Oh, look at this battle for the second place. They're weaving along the straight. They're side by side going to the coppers. Weston's got the outside line. He tips it in, chops the nose off of Matt Palin. These two are absolutely nailing it all the way around the circuit. These guys are into the 33s as well. It's a frantic pace, mate.
Got them here. Zach Weston did make the move. He's up with the 2nd place, like you said there, ahead of Matt Palin. Joey Lambden, number 3, who is 4th in the championship coming into this weekend. He's right there in 4th position in this race. Next up there is James Dutton, by number 44, 169, Gareth Cunningham, and then 440 of Elijah Everton, the man from Horncastle. So again, very, very local for Elijah Everton just on the cusp of the top 10. But the race leaders then, and I'll tell you what, Michael Mills is being dragged back into the group now by Zach Weston, who's bringing along Matt Palin. There's a bit of a gap between Matt Palin in 3rd and Henry Ross in 4th place, who's got Joey Lambden in 5th. But it is, here we go, keep into the chicane. Zach Weston right onto the coattails now of your race leader, Michael Mills.
Oh boy, they're getting very, very close. I thought Michael Mills is going to run away with this, or at least manage to keep that gap of over a second. But you're right, Weston has got the bit between his teeth. The youngster just turned 16 earlier this year, and through the left right flip-flop of the Hall bends they go. He's within 2 or 3 bike lengths of him. Looks like he's managed to drag Matt Palin along with him as well. Did you say Palin had dropped back there though?
Mate, down to 3rd, Matt Palin in 3rd, and then it was Joey Lambden who's just dropped a bit.
Okay, yeah, with the Henry Ross sliding there. Right, here they go then. Oh, look at the slipstream. Our 2nd place man has got there. They come across the line. 33.069 for Weston. He's the fastest man on the track. That's easy to see because he is right on the tail now of Michael Mills. Those two separated by 0.1 of a second. He's lost 9/10 of a second on that lap. He must have had a wobble somewhere, even though he went PB in sector 2. He did a 39.2, but our 2nd place man did a 38.9. The kid is absolutely flying. Ross goes past on Lambden. Everton goes past on Cunningham. Everton's now got an empty track in front of him. Let's see if he can catch James Dutton in front of him. He's got a lot of time to make up there really in relative terms, 1.3 seconds, but he did go about 0.8 of a second quicker than his rival that time. Once he's past Dutton, if he can do that. James, go on mate.
Got the race leaders here, and Zach Weston did lead from Park Corner in towards Mansfield, but Michael Mills has just slid at the inside as went in towards Mansfield, and there is a back marker coming in playing out into the chicane. That's perhaps the worst point you can catch it. A slower rider there. Can they get through on the drag from the chicane to the bottom of the mountain? Through goes Mills, through goes Zach Weston, but we need to keep an eye on the lap record as well, because that one of Freddie Pett from 9 years ago went less than half a second away from it.
Yeah, I know we are. We're getting closer and closer to that lap record. It's getting really kind of critical at this stage. Over the top they go. Thank you so much, Caroline. Much appreciated. And yeah, there's not a lot to choose between you. I am keeping an eye on that lap record. They've both gone yellow in this particular sector, though, so I don't think we're going to see any great advances there. But you're right, half second is away from the lap record. James Lord, by the way, leads the Clubman. Over the line we go. It is Mills. Weston alongside, though. He's going up the inside. Surely he's going to get a perfect drag all the way way up to the line there. This time they're into the 34.5, so we are a couple of seconds away from the lap record. Shows you how hard that was to get that lap record. Ross goes past on Pallet that time, so he's coming quickly as well. And let's keep an eye on Henry. He's been into the 33s as well, and now he's got that relatively empty track in front of him. I will say the other problem they might run into is a couple more back markers, because 12 laps around here, and we're only at the halfway stage, means that they're going to catch a few more people than they normally would. Good battles all the way down through the field. Anderson and Layton having a very close battle side by side across the line for those two as well. Looks like we got a great battle for 11th place. AJ leading Sam Hurst, James Lord there. Mills and Weston, that's where the action is, and they're at the gooseneck, Bradley.
It's the other way around. Zach Weston leads the way from Michael Mills, and we've got 3 two-way battles. One for the lead, one for third, one for fifth. But Zach Weston leads the battle, leads the race as they go through the chicane underneath the bridge once again. And in fact, he opened up a bike link also on the run from the chicane to the bottom of the mountain. And you're absolutely right. Looking further down the order, there goes AJ, bike number 1 on the Triumph. 91, Sam Hurst into Mansfield now. And then a 1, 2, 3-way battle for around about, that's about 12th position, I believe there. But Zach Weston leads the way from the former champion of Michael Mills.
Yeah, they're going to scrap all the way to the line, these two. I think I'm waiting for them to come out of barn now. They're going to come back into mine and, of course, your side. Oh, look at the gap Weston's got. It's going to be the biggest one we've seen for a while now. He comes across the line. The youngster comes up with a gap of 0.6 of a second. 33.765. So not the quickest we've actually seen from him. He's got 7/10 of a second quicker. But now he's got past. I wonder if he's going to make the most of it. We did see a PB for Mills in Sector 1 that time round. But unfortunately for him, it's not quite good enough to stay with the leader at the moment. Pallet goes past on Ross once again. Tustin does indeed go past on Lambden. So Dutton is now down to 7th place, and he's got alongside of him Everton as well. So that could be a bit of a change coming up very shortly there. With Cunningham having a bit of a lonely race. Then it's Dickinson Johnson who's got a gap over Hurst. Then James Lord still leading the way in the Clubman ahead of Ashby. And then Powell, Gower, Vaughan and Bloomfield are the rest of your Clubbins. Those guys have their own personal battle for the championship, but in the overall championship it is still Zach Weston leading the way, and already he's down to the chicane. He's going to cut back into my side, and Michael Mills is not giving up on this one, is he, Bradley?
No, you're absolutely right, and there's going to be a tail ender coming into play as they go in towards Hall Bends as well, so it's either going to work in advantage or disadvantage for either of Zach Weston or Michael Mills. It's going to be very difficult there, very one-line, as Matt Webber was saying. If you run in too hot in the first bit, you screw yourselves over all the way into the hairpin, don't you? So hopefully Zach Weston and Michael Mills, it doesn't bog or hamper anyone, but it is Zach Weston who had around about 3 bike lengths advantage as he went through the chicane.
Well, Weston has got the perfect lap as far as the purple sectors go, but Mills has now got retaken that lead. Over the line they come, and it is 0.095 between them. It's Mills, Weston, Pallet, Ross and Tustin, so it has changed once again. I don't know if it's going to change again by the time they get to you, mate. We're 8 laps, so we're 2/3 of the way into this race. Bit of chatter on the radio. I'm going to pick that up, mate.
Got the race leaders here to Michael Mills, Zach Weston, and Matt Pallet is right back with them again. So I'm not sure what's happened over the far end of the circuit, but there's nothing to separate the top 3 now. Less than a second between Michael Mills, your race leader, Zach Weston in second, and 2-1-2, Matt Pallet in 3rd place. Round the corner they go, up the gear, in towards Chris Curve, the long right-hander, and we may have 1, maybe even 2 more back markers coming into play as we come into the closing stages of this 12-lap Dark Motorsport MRO 600 race. But it is Michael Mills leads the way from number 135, Zach Weston, 2-1-2, Matt Pallet, and the 1-4-1, the blue Yamaha R6 of Henry Ross is coming back into it as well. So it was a 2-way scrap for the lead, it's now 4.
Absolutely brilliant. These guys really know how to turn it on. They're going to be 3/4 of the way through the race when they come across the line. The next time is Mills, Weston, Pallet. That was your order. Here they come then to the line. And sorry, that's not them. I'm getting it mixed up already. They're just making their way through the Hall Bends. It's one of the back markers. It's such a close battle all the way down through the field. There's fantastic scraps. Become 600 racing, you know you're going to get a good fight with somebody, that's for sure. Here we go then. Here come the leaders now back towards us. And again, it's another back marker in the way. Or will they be in the way, or will they get gobbled up by by the frantic pace of back marker. Oh yeah, the back marker gets done by Mills, but not by Weston, so that's advantage Mills there. 33.355, and that is the fastest lap that we've seen from Michael Mills all weekend. 0.3 of a second slower than Weston's best lap, but unfortunately for him, he's now that little bit further back with that back marker to Pallet, Ross, Tustin, Lambert, Everton, Dutton. No change until we get to the 9th place, which is Dickinson ahead of Cunningham now. Johnson comes across the line in 11th place, well ahead of Sam Hurst now. Sam not having one of his better days at the office either. But Mills and Weston, that's where the action's at, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, you're right there. It looks like Zach Weston was trying to challenge up the inside of Park Corner, and the biggest loser from the tail end of there could well have been Matt Pallet, who's looking to regroup once again. But it is Michael Mills who from rear end squirming. And we've got the stationary yellow flag on Gooseneck, so in fact I can see a rider down here at Mansfield. Rider is up and okay from what I can see, so that could well be the chatter on the radio that you heard, Keith. But we do have green flags at the chicane, so it is Michael Mills from Zach Weston and Matt Pallet again looking to regroup onto the tail end of just the teenager of Zach Weston. Watching AJ now, the former champion, #1 into Mansfield. There goes Sam Hurst, and they have spread out as the laps have ticked by. But here they come across the line.
Oh boy, across the line in the blink of an eye, almost quite literally. Fantastic stuff. That's the back marking group. And here come the main race, and it is still going to be Mills from Weston. Let's have a look at the times. There's 2 laps left to go. There's 1/4 of a second between the two of us. A little bit distracted there. It was the 910 machine of Harry Gow that's the recovery. And it does need recovering, so it sounds like a mechanical failure. The problem is for Harry Gow is that he is at the moment 3rd in the championship, in the Clubman championship, and he's not very far ahead of Aaron Hickmott, who's on course to pick up enough points, I think, to take away that 3rd place from him. So we'll have to wait and see. But definitely a good day for Aaron Hickmott. Not such a great one for Harry Gower, unfortunately, for him. Hopefully it's nothing major and they can sort that out before the 2 encounters tomorrow. Of course, these guys only have the 3 races over the weekend. They have 1 long race on the Saturday and then the 2 shorter ones on the Sunday. So with 10 laps in, 83%.
I'll tell you what, Keith, you're going to have to keep close on this one, because Michael Mills and Zach Weston are coming down in towards Mansfield again, chicane for the minor placings, and the leaders are going to catch them.
Yes, you're right. There come the leaders, and yeah, that is very close.
Matt Pallet's gone straight through the chicane as well. Just outbreaking himself at the chicane, he went straight through.
I don't think he gained any advantage there, did he?
Not that I saw, no.
I'm going to wait and see if I hear anything on the radio there. Pallet was in 3rd. I think he's still in 3rd. You're right. That is the group that I keep getting mixed up with the leaders. You're right, it's a very close battle. That is 4 riders who are having their own battle. They're more than entitled to do that. I think it's Hobbs, Roy, Mickey, Stewart and Bedwell. They're the 4 having their own little scrap, and there's a good 4-way battle between them. But here come the leaders now, right on their tail. I think they're going to get the first of those guys. I think it's going to be Montini who's going to get gobbled up there. Mills and Weston, 1/10 of a second separating both into the 33s. We now have a fastest lap, 2nd of the sector there for Matt Pallet as well. So he thinks he can maybe climb a little bit higher on the podium, or maybe he's just trying to keep ahead of Henry Ross at this stage. I'll let you call and pass those back markers.
So Michael Mills leads the way, and they've got 3 back markers in front of him now. Zach Weston's in the slipstream, and he pulls out this side by side, 3 abreast between the 2 leaders and one of the tail enders as well, up towards Park Corner, and I suspect they managed to be later on the brakes and get through. We'll watch them as they come around Chris Curve, and he said this is the penultimate or the last lap, sorry Keith?
They were on the last lap now, mate, actually. Yeah, sorry. In the excitement, I didn't notice the old hurry-up flag.
Zach Weston now leads the way as he goes down from the gooseneck into Mansfield. Michael Mills looks to the inside. Oh, Zach Weston tries to lay on top of him, and that was almost contact there. In fact, it could well have been contact. As, in fact, Matt Pallet now leads the way as he goes in towards the chicane. So, Zach Weston, I can see him rejoining the track. He has to go up the escape road onto the grass, and Zach Weston now, he's dropped out of the top 3.
I think the back markers are doing the right thing and trying to move out of the way just a little bit. This is an amazing result for Matt Pallet. He's going to be so pleased. He pushed on the air right about the times, and then Weston's come across the first sector time 10 seconds slower than his previous best. So he's absolutely devastated his chances of doing well in this race, or certainly landing on the podium. I can see the NW racing team looking to cheer their man across the line. I think they might be celebrating a little bit too early, as the first 2 are across the line, the 3 across the line. They're looking for Zach. Where is he? Where is he indeed? There he comes finally. Okay, Matt Pallet, Michael Mills, Henry Ross, Zach Weston, Losers around about 11 seconds on that lap. In fact, more. I would have said more like 12 seconds on that lap, unfortunately. Michael Tustin is in 5th place. It is Joey Lambden. Kai Dickinson should come across the line in the 7th place, unless Elijah Everton has managed to use his Horncastle local talent, and he has indeed. James Dutton finishes in 9th place. AJ finishes in 10th place. A very uncharacteristic 10th place for AJ as he comes out on the 600 for the first time in a long time. Cunningham, Powell, Hurst, Lord. Powell actually taking the top points in the Clubman Championship there. That's a new name for me, not scored points so far. So Kurt Powell, fair play, he's managed to sneak a few points away.
His local man is Kurt Powell, Keith. He's from near Spalding.
Okay, local guy again then.
Yeah,